And welcome to another update on Bionic. I've been really busy, but I still had the time to do quite a significant amount of improvements during the last week or so, especially during the weekend. I got finally Bionic working quite nicely on a PWA environment, and I'll show that at the end of this video. Things that were added. So now I made a new release of Bionic, so we are now on 10.18, and with this I introduced also the capability of generating Blazor layouts, and this is in preparation really for the upcoming tutorial on the app that I'll demo a little bit at the end of this video, but also because I'm really trying to now make a Blazor app for Bionic a little bit better structured, and that's really the goal now as well with the latest things that I've been doing. So there's been a lot of improvements, especially on the capacitor bridge side. There was bugs with the camera that wouldn't work on the browser. Due to some implications with Bootstrap. The location bridge was also not working, and the browser bridge, due to a bug on Blazor, wouldn't really open also a URL, or was not as easy to open a URL in the browser. So I got all that worked around by nicely tying it with the capacitor bridge for the browser. So anyway, so just to show you a little bit of what's currently going on the demo app. So the demo app is called Snap Notes. I'm going to start the app in here. Oh, and before I forget, of course, for those who are not familiar with Bionic, Bionic really aims to be an Ionic framework CLI clone. So if you're not familiar with Ionic, go get familiar with it, because it's really an amazing open source project. And I'm sure that you know about it if you're familiar with app development. And it's, I believe, the best hybrid framework out there. And now with the latest version of Ionic, they really did a really good job to try to not being only focused on Angular, but now they also support Vue, React, and really anything else through their Stencil.js project. In addition to that, capacitor also comes from Ionic, and it's currently it's my Bionic's favorite deployment, but obviously I intend to add more deployment capabilities in here, namely Cordova and maybe even Wix. We'll see about that. And of course, the thing that started it all, the amazing project that Microsoft is currently working on from Blazor. Steven Anderson and many other folks are doing a great job bringing C# and F# into through WebAssembly, and allow us to develop nice web applications using Blazor. So before I continue, let me just Bionic serve. This is gonna, if you're not familiar with all that this does, in this the documentations that you can follow, the link in here. At the bottom of the page, there's a YouTube that points to the channel where all these videos are being stored. There's a lot of information there, so if you want to get a little bit more familiar with it, go ahead and watch those videos, and you can see how everything flows. I'm also going to start ngrok in here. HTTP 5000. I'm going to hit this thing over here. Alright, so I'm going to start by showing really what I've been working on. So I'm starting the app in the browser, and that's one of the main goals, is that the app also works in the browser, in a normal browser, not just on the devices. And this is basically the app. Right now I don't have any notes, I cannot really view anything, so it's requesting me to insert a note. So the goal of this app is to basically just capture an image of something that you need to fix, or make a note about something that you need to do. And it's just like a quick note app with a snapshot of what you might want to do or where you might want to do it. So anyway, so let's just put note 1, details 1 in here. I could take a picture, and if everything is asking me to allow the camera. So I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to also allow for the location, and so I should have a picture and a location stored, and I added the note. As you can see here, there's also a little toaster coming up. So now I could just open wherever this is being stored, and in addition to that, I could remove. This shows a model, and all this is using Capacitor's native interface, mostly through Capacitor, not everything, but it's taking advantage of what the work that Capacitor did in order to access native functionality on the browser as well. So I could add another one and so on, right? And that's really it. So actually, let me just add another one. So node 2, details 2, and in this time I'm not putting a picture. I'm just putting this. Okay. So one of the things I was working for PWA is to make sure that the app is responsive. So this is really done by the CSS. As you can see, if it's wider, you have 2 columns, and you can see the menu on the left. If it's smaller, it reduces everything to a single column. And there you go. So that is actually working quite nice, quite responsive, I would say. And the other thing you want to do is, okay, so if you're coming to this site for the first time and you do it 3 or 4 times, or 4, I think it's a most of 5 times, the browser is going to ask, hey, I have detected a PWA, would you like to install it in your laptop? And currently, because I already removed and tested all this, I actually need to come into Applications, Manifest, and add this to the home script. As soon as I do this, this is the kind of bar that you should see if the site that you're visiting supports PWA. So I'm going to do add. I'm going to save this as a PWA. Now it's saved, and I can now search on my system for snap notes, and there you go. So I don't need to go to the site. I can just open the app directly, because it's now part of, as if it was a native application on my laptop. So this is pretty neat. Let's now do something very similar, but I'm going to open the project for Bionic in Android and in iOS. So let me open all these things. Platform, Android open. Sorry, I'm mixing Capacitor. Capacitor, Android open, okay. And let's also do the same already for iOS. It's going to make my laptop smoke for a little bit, but it's fine. And hopefully everything is going to work just fine. Alright, so this is iOS. Let's go first to Android. Alright, so let's device. and if you watched the previous video, you should have seen already this app running on the device. Alright, so the app should start at any minute now. So this is the app in Android. I still haven't updated the background and the icons on, sorry, in iOS. But as you can see, in Android it has everything just fine. And there you go, it's loading. And there's a sample of the app. Exactly the same thing that you've seen before. You have the location. If you click on it, it browses to a different place. So it has exactly the same things that you've seen. You can add it and all that. Now the interesting thing is that I'm going to kill this thing. Is that you can come over here and let me do the right one, which is 69113 DE1. So 69113 DE1. 69113 DE1. Did I kill it? Oh. Alright, so I need the app running, of course. I need the server started in here to provide the app. So the tunnel is still open. It's just that I've killed the app. Okay. Everything should be here now. Okay, so we're back to the device. There we go. Alright, so now I'm running the app again in the browser. And is already asking me if I want to add this as a PWA to my device. So I'm adding it as a PWA, add automatically. And now I can actually kill the browser here. And I should have my PWA. So I click on it, it's opening, and there you go. So I can now insert node, take a picture. You'll see that it's using pretty much every single interface from the web browser instead of native camera. So I'm going to take a picture. Okay, in this case it's sideways. I need to look into this. Why is it getting sideways? Current location has been saved, no problem, and we have a note. So I could keep going, right? Add another one, just for the fun of it. Let's take a picture again, save it, and there we go. So the toasters, I need to know why they come along with the web page, but they should stay to the bottom. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It kind of shows you the power of all this, and the same thing in iOS. So now I have the app in here, which is the native app. I have to go from photos because the camera is not available. Let's take a note. everything should be done in here. And the same thing now again with the browser. I can come in here and go into 611.6.9.1.1 3DE1, and there we go. It's already downloading, as you can see in here, all the different parts of the app. And I can now come in here, and I want to add to home screen. I'm gonna call it, the icon is it can be fixed. This is because I haven't really worked on the iOS part of it yet, but it's not an issue. That's it. So this is the native app, and this is the PWA. And now we have full screen estate just for the app, just like in the Android counterpart. Remote one, take picture. So you cannot really take a picture in this case. Yes, let's use the camera current. Alright, so, and that's basically the idea. One app, one code base, multiple deployments, and you can pick and choose really where you want to go with your app. And that's really the goal of Bionic. And that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And as always, take care. Peace.